This press release is entitled Unyielding Stand Against the Modern Day Slavery and Exploitation of Doctors. The Kenya Medical Practitioners, Pharmacists and Dentists Union issues this statement to express its absolute and unwavering support for the recent directive by the Cabinet Secretary of Health on Aden Duale regarding the licensing and employment of foreign health practitioners in Kenya, particularly doctors. For far too long, the medical profession in Kenya has been treated as a frontier for profiteering at the expense of human dignity, professional ethics, and lawful labor standards. Today, we declare unequivocally that the era of treating doctors as cheap, disposable labor is over. That over the past 4 years, more than 3,000 foreign general practitioners have been licensed to practice in Kenya. While Kmpdu generally recognizes the value of international cooperation and skill exchange, we must confront an uncomfortable truth. Many of these practitioners are not recruited to address the genuine skill gaps that exist in the country. Instead, they are deliberately targeted by certain private hospitals as vulnerable workforce to be exploited. By paying them wages below the stipulated SRC rates, by paying them low wages below what has been negotiated in collective bargaining agreement, these facilities have institutionalized a system we can only describe as modern-day slavery. This is a blatant violation of ILO Convention C-100 and C-97, which guarantees equal remuneration for work of equal value and equal treatment for skilled labor across the borders. The systemic exploitation does not only harm the individual practitioners, the individual doctors, or the individual health workers. It corrodes the very foundation of medical ethics. When hospitals prioritize profit over professional integrity, the consequences are devastating. The ethical decay witnessed in recent organ transplant scandal is not accidental. It is inevitably outcome of institutions that disregard the dignity of the workforce in those particular facilities. Facilities that outrightly and in open daylight disregard the law and dehumanize doctors inevitably extend the same disregard to patients, placing lives at risk and tarnishing the reputations of Kenya's healthcare systems. Kmpdu further calls out the blatant abuse of immigration laws. We all know and we all understand that the requirement of a Class D permit in Kenya is that employers must demonstrate through a competitive and transparent process that the required skills are unavailable locally. Yet we know that these many facilities have deliberately bypassed this particular requirement and solely focus on licensing and recruitment of these particular doctors for the purposes of exploitation. Yet they do this amidst the existence of 1,000 doctors locally who are unemployed and who are grossly underutilized and underemployed. This culture of exploitation has deeply affected Kenyan doctors in a great far-reaching situation, to the point that we were seeing our actions in the year 2024 when other government facilities wanted to do the same action of exploitation. We know that many private facilities continue to subject local practitioners to demeaning locum rates, a situation whereby a doctor who has graduated is paid 40,000 or less, or a third of what they're paid in other public facilities, because they say they have imported doctors that they're paying so low wages. So it brings a lot of breach and indignity to the same hospital at the same facility. And that's what we are objecting today. We want to remind the employers, and this is to all the public hospitals, to all the private hospitals, to the mission hospitals that have perfected the arts of importing doctors or importing other healthcare workers. And with the same dignity that they're doing this, or the same way they're doing this, they're ensuring that they're paying them low wages. We want to give them out clarity. We want to tell them today that for locum rates, for the public, for the private, there are rates that have been gazetted in KMPDC from 2016. And therefore, we expect every facilities, when they engage doctors on locum rates, they must comply to these particular guidelines, because these are procedures, these are laws that must be utilized. And therefore, going forward, Kmpdu is commencing a nationwide enforcement campaign to ensure that there's 100% compliance in both public and private facilities. We will no longer tolerate the systemic undercutting of professional fees and labor standards that we have witnessed over the years in the name of getting profit for the facilities. We are saying today that be it that doctors working in Kenya, whether local or foreign, they must be employed under dignified, transparent, and lawful contractual terms. We demand immediate alignment to the existing laws, the existing procedures, the existing guidelines that are done by SRC, CBS, and the professional standards by the KMPDC. There should not be any doctor, whether foreign or local, that will be indignified into slavery to do these things that harm the patient in the core basis of offering the services. That's our call today. Thank you.